Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Vote. I am the humble host, Hante, and today I'm having a very important and interesting guest, the one aspiring for the Ministry of Finance for the forthcoming general elections. I'm also Mr. Emmanuel Mulenga. Mr. Emmanuel, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on this interview, Mr. Hante. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So, before we quickly dive into this interview, any brief overview that you would want the students just to know about you?
Uh, Emmanuel is a very vibrant young man, or should I say a leader, who has also taken part in the opening of an organization we are calling Leave a Footprint Behind. Yeah, it is an organization which is there to mentor these young ones, not to resort to substance abuse, and also to educate our young ladies on the ways they can resolve or how they approach to sexual harassment. Yeah, so indeed, Emmanuel Mulenga is a young man with a vision of reaching high heights, but we can only do that if we are surrounded by the people we care about and the people we want to support.
Okay, so Mr. Mulenga, I love the fact that you have been involved actively in the formation of an organization that is really impacting not just the students but even the surrounding, the community. Yes. So briefly tell us why you're contesting for this position. Is it about winning or there's something to it?
Okay, the reason why I'm contesting for this finance position because I am passionate about managing the resources of the union, or should I say the student, because it is for the student. So I'm very passionate about managing the financial resources of the union, and I want to make sure that we promote transparency, accountability, and all the affairs has to be efficiently run, and the students have the rights to know what is going on in the union.
So not to cut you short, last time we had a personal conversation really. We came to understand, you told me you're an engineer. Yes, and then you're contesting for a finance position. So just for the students to know, how are you merging the two, the engineering and the accounting part?
Okay, Mr. Hante, I've received that question in fact, I'm still even receiving the same questions from the students when we go on the ground. Yeah, the reason me contesting for finance in financial position, and I'm an engineer. Yeah, someone can ask a question like that, but it's all starts with the interest. Yeah, it is interest. And just to go a little background of my academics, yeah, from my secondary, or I would say from my primary up to the secondary, I've been doing business. I was in a business class.
Right.
Yeah, so I still have that background. And we talk about engineering. As engineers, there's a certain way we are also groomed up. We have been exposed to different problems, complex problems, and we know the right approach and how to analyze those problems.
I see. So thank you for highlighting that. Really, it shows that regardless of the field you're interested in, you can still manage finances. Everyone needs a financial literacy. Without further ado, Mr. Mulenga, following what the previous office bearer, Minister of Finance, had achieved and did not deliver, right, from the previous tenure, what improvements are you planning to bring to the students?
The improvement or the things I'm trying to focus on is to create more transparency and accountability in the budget of the union or the student, because we are talking about the affairs of the student, and the students needs to know what is going on in the union. Where is their money going to? Because we are talking about their money. It's not our money, and whatever we want to do, wants to make sure that there is transparency and accountability by the people they are calling as their leaders.
So not to cut you short, Mr. Emmanuel, are you saying because it's your job to draft the budget. Are you saying you are going to make more sensible allocations? Because we've been hearing complaints from the students following the last review where they're saying their money was inappropriately used. People did not use money the way it was supposed to be used. How are you going to make sure that you have a budget that is allocated for the right purpose and the students get to benefit and feel the impact of you being in office?
So on that, before my ministers make up their own budget, we create some forums or the way where or channels will allow students or I would say in campus we have clubs, different departments. So we create a forum where students can submit their financial budgets concerning the organization. When you talk about the football teams or the league, the most
league, brilliant. That's a very good
so
point.
all these departments, they will have to submit their financial budgets and concerns. That's when now we can sit down and make sure that allocate these funds one transparently and equally. So I want to do this alone. I have to have also my committee and also the student representatives who has to be present so that we ensure that there is fairness in allocation of the fund.
So you, from the interview, I keep hearing you emphasize on transparency. Okay, roughly, just briefly, not in depth, just give us 3 points from your manifesto so that we have the confidence in voting for you.
That's true. Okay, so my manifesto is basically based on 3 things, which is transparency, transparency and accountability. That's the first point. And the second point is student-centric budgeting. And then the last point, these are the main points. And then the last point is inclusive decision making. Yeah, so if I want, okay, let me stress just a bit about transparency and accountability. So the reason why we are stressing too much about transparency and accountability is we want students' voices also to be included in the decision making. And the reason why we are promoting this transparency, we want students to be aware and to understand the affairs of the union, that they also have the rights to take part in the decision making. So we don't want to be having the same complaints students have been having, that I know they have been stealing our funds. Each time the union has been dissolved, these members, they start driving cars. No, we want to change that narrative. We want to promote transparency so that the students themselves, they will be aware of how the funds and the affairs of the union are being run.
So Mr. Emmanuel, at the interest of time, we really want to hear more, but we have limited time on the show. In like that, you make a budget, and then the administration does not approve. What's your next step? Do we lose hope as students when we put you there, or you have a solution to that?
So in cases like that, first and foremost, I have to sit down and hear out their concerns or the reason why they are not approving to that budget. And when they give out their concern, I am not supposed to be relaxed. I have to now open up to, we need to open a dialogue, a nice approach we can best resolve or meet our needs, because we are talking about students, and therefore we have to make sure that the student interests are considered first. So if they can't allow us, then I have to organize the student. We can make a peaceful protest. A peaceful protest, not in the form of violence, but a peaceful advocacy where maybe students are allowed to bring their concerns, and if we hear
so you mean like a forum maybe where we sit in, say, Chalavesa Hall or the graduation square, and then we get to interact with the management concerning that?
Yeah, that's true. So that management will know that, okay, the students are really in the need of
I see. So, Mr. Emmanuel, thank you very much for being on the show. As we quickly conclude the show, any last words for your voters? One thing you want to say, your motto, anything?
So my motto is to make the budgets more and more transparency. As you know me, I'm Emmanuel Mulenga, also known as Emma Pachola. We don't want the next union to be stealing from you, student. So that's why we want to promote transparency in the budget making. It is with a great concern that most of the students are unaware of what is how much money they get from their tuition fee to the union and what is the purpose of the same money. So if you vote for me as your Minister of Finance, not only I'm going to make the budget for you, but we'll make sure that we'll come up with a nice approach or right approach in budget making. We're going to include just student voices in the budget making because it is your budget. Therefore, you also have the right to take part in the budget making. Not only the ministers making budgets for you, but this time, if you put Emmanuel Mulenga as your Minister of Finance, your voice is also be considered important in the budget making process.
All right. With that said, our viewers, it has been Emmanuel Mulenga, aka Emmanuel Pachola, with us in this interview. I have been your humble host, Hante, and this has been the vote. Cast that vote. Thank you. Emma.